Hello, welcome to the channel of Mr. Math. And don't forget to click on the subscribe and like button so you will be notified when a new video is uploaded. In this session, we're going to discuss about how to find the sum of consecutive numbers. Now, this type of question is often asked in a math competition or Olympiad. So for those who often join math competitions or who are planning to, this can be a good lesson for you to learn. Now, let's go to the first thing we have to know. So, of course, first of all, we have to know what is sum. Sum is the total or the result of an addition. Okay, so it is the result of an addition. Now, what is the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5? Now, if the question is this, of course, students from grade 1 onwards must be able to answer this. So what's the answer? Yes, you're right. That's 15. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Let's build up from that first question. So what is the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 until 10? So it's consecutive numbers. It's still not a big deal since you have learned how to do addition. Of course, you can do this. So have you got the answer? That's right, it's 55. Okay, let's build up from this again. Now, what is the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 consecutively up to 20? Okay, you might say that, oh, there are a lot of numbers right now, but it's still not really a big deal, right? I believe that you all can add the numbers. So what is 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 20? And that the answer should be 210. But imagine what if the question asks you to find the sum of the first 30 numbers, the first 40 numbers, even from 10 to 20, it makes quite a big difference for us to count. It takes more time, right? Moreover, if you have to count more numbers than 20. So now let's try to analyze the first question. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 up to 10. The answer here is 55. All right, if you add the numbers one by one, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10, and so on. But then it will take time. It is quite long for us to add one by one, okay? So there is a pattern that you can see here. If we add the first number and the last number, what is 1 plus 10? 11. How about 2 plus 9? Also 11. Then 3 plus 8, another 11. 4 plus 7, another 11. And 5 plus 6, another 11. So we pair them up. Now, how many 11s have we got? 5 11s. So 5 times 11 is 55. Do you find it faster comparing to having to add the numbers one by one? Maybe it doesn't seem so because there are only 10 numbers now. Now, the next question asks us to find the sum of the first 20 numbers. So if you add one by one, comparing that to adding the pairs, I believe adding the pairs will make a lot faster. Now, if you add the first digit to the last digit, 20 plus 1, 21. 2 plus 19, also 21. 3 plus 18, 21, and so on. Okay, now how can we know how many pairs there are? Because pairs mean adding up two numbers. So you simply have to divide the number of numbers, by 2. So as you can see in the first question, if there are 10 numbers, then there are 5 pairs. Imagine if you have 10 socks, it means that you have 5 pairs of socks, right? Now, if you have 20 socks or 20 gloves, so how many pairs do you have? That's correct. There are 10 pairs. Okay, so there are 10 pairs of 21. So what is the sum? That is equal to 210. This is the sum. All right. That helps us count the consecutive numbers, doesn't it? Now, it can be simplified to this in formula. So u1 plus un times n divided by 2. Oh no, it's confusing. Yes, I know it seems confusing, so let me put this in words. So to find the sum of consecutive numbers, you just have to add the first and the last term. All right. And then multiply by the number of pairs. So the number of pairs is the number of numbers divided by 2. Okay, the first plus the last term multiplied by the number of pairs. Remember, number of pairs means the number of numbers divided by 2. This is n divided by 2. N means the number of numbers. Un means the last term. All right, so now let's go to a more challenging question. So what is the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 100? And what is the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 200? So it is, when you saw this in a math competition, if you joined before, it's impossible for you to add all the numbers one by one, right? You could have done that, of course, but of course it consumes a lot of your time that you might want to use for other questions, especially the more difficult part. Okay, so let's save our time by doing it in a simpler way. So add the first to the last number, 1 plus 100, multiply by the number of numbers, because it is number 1 until number 100. So there are 100 numbers divided by 2. So 1 plus 100 is 101 multiplied by 50 pairs. And that is equal to 5,050. So the sum of the first 100 numbers is equal to 5,050. All right, so we've got the answer. Now, what is the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 200? Now, let's do the same way. So we add the first and the last number, 1 plus 200. And because these are the first 200 consecutive numbers, it means there are 200 numbers, and that gives us how many pairs? 200 divided by 2 is 100 pairs. So 201 times 100, and that is equal to 20,100. So this is the sum of the first 200 numbers. Okay, so this type of questions are often asked for probably grade 2, grade 3 math competition. But what about grade 4 onwards? Are there questions like this? Yes, but it's usually modified. So there are some restrictions that we have to pay attention at. Now let's take a look at the next one here. If the question asks us to find the sum of the first 50 even numbers, so there is a restriction that all the numbers are even. All right, so the first 50 even numbers means it starts with 2, 4, 6, and so on until the 50th number would be 100. Okay, because the first 50 even numbers, that means the last number should be 2 times 50. It's 100. So can we use the same formula or way to find the sum? The answer is yes, because these numbers are consecutive. So add the first and the last number, 2 plus 100. And you have to pay attention here, although the last number is 100, it doesn't mean that there are 100 numbers. As it has been stated here, there are 50 numbers. That means if you have 50 numbers, how many pairs do you have? 50 divided by 2, that is 25. So it's equal to 102 times 25. And that is equal to 2,550. Okay, so this is the sum of the first 50 even numbers. Now, what about odd numbers? Then it's the same thing. There are 25 odd numbers, 25 pairs, and then 1 plus 99 should be the last digit. Okay, the next type of question that you can find is probably this. What is the sum of 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 12 plus blah, 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 up to 36? As you can see that these numbers are consecutive multiples of 3, right? So you can still use the same way because these numbers are consecutively built. So the first number plus the last number is 36 multiplied by how many pairs are there. To know how many pairs there are, you have to determine how many numbers there are. Now from 3 to 36, how many numbers are there if they are all multiples of 3? So 36 divided by 3, there are 12 numbers. So 12 numbers divided by 2 to get the number of pairs. So it's equal to 39 multiplied by 6. And that is equal to 234. Okay. You might find different questions, but if you are finding, if the questions are still about finding the sum of consecutive numbers, you can always do this. So add the first to the last number and then multiply by the number of pairs. Okay, I hope that this video helps you understand how to find the sum. And if you're joining a math competition in the future, good luck. If you find a question like this, then this shouldn't be a problem anymore, right? Okay, so that is all for our session today. And again, don't forget to click on the subscribe and like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.